Spoilers for the latest One Piece chapter. If you haven't read it, just like it, favorite, come back later. But this chapter title is so funny. Mind your beeswax. Like, what? All right, One Piece chapter 1185. We got the Queen, Boa Hancock on the cover page, man, cooking up Luffy some meat. So Prince Reuven commands Candale to make Baruch her squire and to teach him manners and some etiquette, man, because this boy's wildin'. He's hitting on every girl, but Candale is his girl. That's the only girl he sees. He even asks her to see her panties. I'm like, bro, come on. Later on, Candale asks Brook why don't he like wearing his uniform, and he believes that like if he wears the uniform, he's gonna lose that touch of good music he makes. But he one day wants to wear the same uniform that she's wearing. Brook's training with his master. This is where he gets that signature fencing technique. Brooks asking her, does she has like a person that she's in love with? And she's like, yes, but he's out of my league. I'm like, who is she talking about? And this is why she basically trains so hard so she can stay as close as possible to him. Brooke replies by if she basically dresses more ladylike, more like that person would most likely like them more. She was like, I'm just happy being by his side. And that's when Brooke knew like who she was talking about. She's talking about the Prince Rivian. Like Brooke actually thought she was talking about him. That was like so funny to me. Like, how did you convince yourself it was you? Brooke's still asking to see her panties, but he gets that Nami treatment and gets knocked out. She tells Brooke how strength and etiquette is basically equally important. This is when Brooke kind of sinks in about trying more hard and about getting better at doing that. This is him telling the story to Shirley and how much he respects both her parents. And this is where the Celestial Dragons is brought up about one day about their kingdom. His government ship washed upon their shores. It was an authority level they've never experienced, which is the Celestial Dragons. The Celestial Dragons got there. They were trying to big dog throw their weight around, but Candale was not playing those games with them. After the fact, when she was dealing with the Celestial Dragons, she became fatigued for several months. That don't even make sense. Like, well, did she go through a crazy battle? Did they poison her? Never get to figure that part out. Everyone in the kingdom was super sad when she was down and out. But the prince finally becomes the king. He takes the throne and he marries his girl. Girl that was protecting him, Candale. They get married. A few months later, Shirley is born. Everyone in the country is trying to see her face. He even makes a song. Brooke makes a song for them called Sacrificial Rock. Shirley asked Brooke, like, what would you do if I was in danger? And he was like, of course I would do the same thing for you, bro. Just because, like, I'm the daughter of the people you respected. He's like, no, because it's you. As Brooke and Shirley are, like, training, they walk past the king and queen. This is where the title of the chapter comes into play. Brooke is telling Shirley about if we want independence from your family. In this song for a change called Mind Your Own Beeswax. He learned it from this land out west. Everything's going good. It's just good vibes right now. Baruch's backstory is looking smooth. But of course, it has to have a dark turn. This is when the kingdom of Hesperia lost its music. It's basically a fog that went around the whole country. It lasted for over half a year. Many people died. Like, it was bad. Like, they were coughing in the streets. Like, it looks like the Black Plague, basically. Within those casualties, Shirley, mom, Brooks, master, the king's wife passed away. Everyone's heartbroken. I could tell the king, bro. Look at him on his knees, man. Even after that happens, we get a dialogue about how someone's talking to the king about how they cannot pay the heavily tribute to the world government this year. They just can't afford it. Brooke and Shirley are training. Shirley's getting really strong. She's doing this to basically mimic her mother and be just like her mother. But she knows that her dad won't ever send her out to battle because she's the princess. Shirley asks Brooke, don't you want to be a pirate? Like, I thought that's what you want to do. But he says how his duty comes before his dreams. You'll see that in the next panel while like this dude Brooke is just straight loyal, bro. The king comes to Brooke and be like, there's going to be a war against the world government. And all my boy says is understood, your majesty, and just dips and is ready to get to war. But everyone else is like, wait, bro, tell us what happened. Like, why? King reveals that the world government's demanding 1,000 slaves from them. And he was like, bro, if you're a slave in the Holy Land, it's over. It's worse. It's just like death. So he's like, I'm not going to sacrifice my people to that fate. Knowing that being a slave at the Holy Land would just be a death sentence, he was like, I'm not going to let my people suffer that fate. Which is very commendable because most kings are like, man, I'm just only care about my behind. So when they're coming there in 2 months, like they're going to come to go collect the slaves. And he's like, this is where we're going to fight Of course, most of the town people are worried about this because they know that when you become unaffiliated with the world government, you become a lawless wasteland of a country. And they heard rumblings of another country in the West basically getting wiped off the map. Then Brooks proceeds to sing a song. I'm like, bro, this is probably not the time to sing a song, but you know, it's Brooke. Talking about giants, samurais, how they have nothing to lose. Everyone seems cheerful, and then later on, this is when we get 2 months prior. They're on the shore. The government's here, and they're putting a whooping on this country, bro. They're not playing no games. Burning down the city. It's not looking good. Baruch's trying his best to whoop everything. Then Baruch gets to the castle because he heard that they breached the castle. He's looking for the king and Prince Shirley. This is where we get this iconic panel of Shirley and her father on the ground. Her father obviously dead, but it looks like he got also Dome Reversi, and Shirley obviously got Dome Reversi. But there's this guy in the background who we don't know who it is. Baruch is obviously shook to his core. All Shirley, who is basically Emu, saying, "Oh, is the war's over? Baruch, aren't you happy?" With his devilish look and blood coming off her face. Like, man, what a chapter.